In today's video, we're gonna be talking about something extremely important that I don't think a lot of people understand how important it is to actually build a successful future for yourself as a trader and as an individual. And that topic that we're gonna be talking about today is how you can actually program yourself. What does it mean to program yourself? Why should you program yourself? And specifically for trading, what is the best way to program yourself? What's the best way to view the market? What type of perception and reality that you should be living in to be able to perceive the market in a way that is going to bring you the most success? And so I don't really want to waste any more time. If this is going to be a completely raw video, I have zero notes for this. This is all on my brain and what I think is the best way for you to be able to program yourself. So the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is actually what makes a successful trader. The act of trading itself, when we're coming into the market, when we're looking at all of these data sets, when we're looking at the charts, our goal and our fundamental desires of what we want from the outside world are always going to be brought in, whether you realize it or not. And 95% of the time, this is what's going on. This is exactly what's going on. I want you to listen. The ideas that you set in your head, and actually let me take a step back first. Trading itself, in the way that social media conveys trading to you, and this is the journey that you've probably gone through, is you never knew about trading. You come along, you find trading, and you're like, holy shit, it's an opportunity for me to make all this money. It's so great. Yes, yay, oh my God. You slowly start to realize, and you start to learn and learn and learn, and you realize, hey, it's actually not that easy, right? If we could just sum up that journey, right? You realize it's not as easy as what I thought it is. Why is it not easy? Well, because you don't make money. You haven't made money yet. And that's your equivalent to understanding, is trading easy, make money, don't make money? Yes, apparently it's hard because you haven't made money yet. So you're tying the foundation of what trading is to the idea of money. And you have to follow me along here, because this is very important when it comes into understanding how to program yourself. Because we have to understand what the current programming is first to undo it. 95% of the people that are currently traders that are not successful, you perceive and care more about the outcome than the actual process of what you are doing. And you overvalue the idea of profitability, and you overvalue the idea of trading instead of actually just focusing on the process itself, learning it, and understanding that you are just simply looking at a chart, you're looking at lines, and you're making a decision like a monkey to press a button. It should be no more than that. But we over-sexualize and we over-fantasize of what the idea of profitability is. Like, oh, I got a funded account, I got an evaluation, I got all these things. And we over-fantasize and over-romanticize about the idea of profitability. So what? You can prove to your parents that you did something, so you can show your friends, that you can post on Twitter a screenshot and like think that you're hot shit. It means absolutely nothing. All it does is hold you back from success, because it over-idealistically gives you a representation of what trading should be when it's not that. So to round this basically in your head is, we perceive trading as a tool to make money. That's not fundamentally what trading is. Trading, if you cut it back to literally as simple as possible, you are looking at lines on a chart and drawing boxes, and you are pressing a button. That is what it should be in your head. Why should it be like that in your head? Justin, why? Because when you tie value to something, and you put yourself in an environment and you know that there's value tied to it, you act differently. Look at every single situation in your life. When you tie value to something, for example, you go on a date. Why do you think maybe sometimes you're nervous when you go on a date, right? Oh, because you start thinking about, oh, this could be maybe the one, and I really like this girl, and you tie value to the situation and you tie value to the environment, which then causes you to become emotional, right? And you're doing this subconsciously, right? And this is a video that is not meant for me to bash you. This is me free-flowing thoughts of my experience and what I've seen through traders, and me just diving into myself and diving into my reality and my awareness with what I do and how I live my life and how I trade. But that's basically what's happening, is you're tying value to the situation, you're tying value to the environment, and you're tying value to what you're doing, when in reality, you shouldn't. Because all that does is inflict more emotional decision-making into what you're actually doing. When you set expectations, for example, on a date, this could be maybe the one, this could be blah, 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 and then one little micro thing goes wrong in that expectation, negative emotion comes into your life. And that comes with every single thing. And we go back to what I always talk about, which is you must be a fully focused observer. When you come into the market, you have nothing from the outside world that you should be bringing into the market. You are not yourself. You are not you when you are trading. You are simply an observer that is reacting based off of the data that's being given to you. So when it comes to programming, the first thing we must understand is your problem has nothing other to do with anything except for you being focused on making money. Every single problem that you have in trading, FOMO, over leveraging, being impatient, being undisciplined, always comes back to the source, which is you are focused on making money. Why are you impatient? Because you want to make money right now. Why are you over leveraged? Because you want to make more money. Why are you over trading? Because you want to make back the money you just previously lost. Every bad decision you do has to do with the expectations and intentions that has been fed into your brain ever since you even started to learn what trading was. Because trading became this idealistic, flashy, glamorous thing in your head that, this is gonna make me some money, this is gonna give me my life, this is gonna give me my freedom, I'm gonna drop out, I can do all these things. And it's imprinted into your brain that you've tied now this value to something that shouldn't be having value. Having value, it's literally you are a creative. You are an artist that is looking at the art and you are interpreting it. That is all it is. You are looking at lines on a chart. Like, genuinely, when we talk about programming, dumb down your idea of what trading is. Stop caring like it's the greatest thing in the world. Stop caring and go to your friends and be like, yeah, I trade. Oh, what are you doing? I remember I used to be in high school and I used to feed into this because I didn't know and I was egoed at the time. And I'm sure so many people that are watching this can probably attest to this. When you first start trading, you think it's the coolest thing. You think it's the coolest thing ever. And especially if you're in school, you're probably trading on your laptop and people are coming up to you and you're like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're like, yeah, I trade. And you feel a little cool, right? And it's because everybody around you and you yourself have now overvalued the idea of just trading. Like just the idea of trading, not even the money, just like you looking at a chart is somehow cool. No. In your brain, it should not be. It should be like you waking up and drinking a glass of water. It should be boring. Because when you tie value to something that doesn't need value to be tied to, you bring all of this extra emotion and all of this extra expectation of what you actually want into the environment. And when you bring all of this into the environment, you will underperform. It's like going on stage as an artist and you have the expectation to, wow everybody and sing an amazing song, and that's the only thing that's replaying in your head. You're not focused on your breath work, you're not focused on your singing capabilities, right? Whatever it is, any environment you put yourself in with unnecessary expectations and intentions will cause you to fuck up. And that's just human nature. So when we talk about reprogramming ourselves, the first step, in my opinion, to reprogram yourself to become a successful trader is completely dumb down trading. It's not special. It's not anything other than drinking a glass of water. It is you looking at lines on a chart and pressing a button like a monkey. What is cool about that? Nothing is cool about that. Like genuinely, get it in your head. Dumb it down so low where it has no value. It has no value. It's literally you looking at a chart and making a decision and pressing a button. That's the first step. Cut the idea of trading being this cool thing in your head. It's not. Learn. You've now gone through this entire process. You've been so focused on the expectations and intentions that you've set to make money. Every single time you come into the market, you're focused on, passing my account, making my money back, getting a payout, whatever it is. And every single time that you reinforce that idea, your trading is going to be affected by it. So once you have the foundation that trading is nothing more than you pressing a button, that's it, right? We should not be tying unnecessary value to it. The second thing we must understand is money has nothing to do with the actual act of trading. Now, it might do so in the sense where you need money to make money, but the actual act of what the market is and what you are visualizing and seeing on a chart has nothing to do with money. That's like me looking at a Van Gogh painting and saying, it's just worth $100 million. No, that's a fucking painting with story, with depth, with emotion. When you tie just the money to it, every single part of the creativity, the process, the whole like thing that's actually giving it value is completely gone. When you give value to something without having the understanding of what's actually giving you value, it's completely pointless. So you have to learn to become and understand that process orientation will make you all the money you want. And something I always say to my students, and something I just always say in general, you will be the most successful when you are feeling like you are doing the least amount of work. And it's the idea of exchanging, striving for arriving. You can't brute force your way to success with trading. And the problem is every other aspect of your life that you've lived in, whether it's getting fit, creating a business, working through school, building a family, whatever it is, that type of work is a very brute force work. You are balls deeping your way to fucking success, basically. You can't do that with trading because 95% of trading is you actually doing nothing. It's you literally sitting there doing nothing. And people don't understand this. Trading is not like anything you have ever done before. You can't be yourself. You can't be what you think and how you behave around every other environment in your life. It's not the same. It's completely different. And that's why being an observer is so important. And not bringing outside life into trading is so important, because when you tie these other things to the actual specifics of pressing the button, the intention of pressing the button isn't just there because the data told you. It's because you need to prove something. You can't sit still. You're doing all these things, right? Everything gets involved with the actual fundamentals of why you're pressing the button to begin with. So we have to understand, the only thing that is going to make you successful is, number one, understanding that the work that is putting into trading is not your idea of fundamental work. Work can be nothing. Me sitting in this chair, not looking at the market, could be literally me working when it comes to trading. Because if I was to tell you that somebody sit on the charts for 12 hours, right? If I took me right now and then another version of me in this exact same moment that instead was looking at the charts for the last 5 hours and took 2 unnecessary trades and lost $1,000, who do you think is putting in more work? Me or the guy who just lost $1,000? What the difference is intention. My intention is to not look at the market and not overtrade. That's the work that I'm putting in. But to your eyes, it seems like I'm not putting in work. It's not true. My intention is to not trade and to preserve capital. That takes more work than sitting on the fucking charts for 5 hours and taking random trades, right? So you have to manually shift your perspective and your reality when it comes to how you view work and putting in work to become successful. Trading is unlike any other job or any other experience. You have to understand that it's completely different and you must think completely differently. The second thing is good habits are the only thing that will actually make you successful long term. You can come into the market, make quick money, but it doesn't matter. It's not yours. The market will always take it back. And that is the difference, is if you come into the market with the intention to make money, you will make money probably, or you might lose money. But always in the long run, you will lose money. Because there's no habits, there's no foundation that is in place to keep that money. That's why it's not yours. Making money doesn't mean anything if you don't keep it. The only thing that is going to make you keep it is good habits. And trust me, get this in your head. Trading is not about making money. It is about keeping that money. Because it is very easy to make money in the market. But the hard part is actually keeping that money. And the only way that you're going to be able to keep that money is if you are consistently practicing the habits that will have to be put in place to keep that money. What are those habits? Not overtrading. Only trading your strategy, only trading your system. Keeping consistent size, not over leveraging. being disciplined, being patient, knowing when to step away when you need to, journaling every single day, asking yourself hard questions. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? What am I going to use from today going into tomorrow? Because your journey is for you. Every experience that you have, good and bad, is exactly what you need to experience in that moment for you to learn. If you're not looking, it's a waste of fucking time. It's a waste of time. Look at your journey. Stop swiping shit under the rug saying, oh, I'm not gonna make the mistake again. You just did 5 fucking times, 10 times, 20 times. You just blew 20 accounts and you're gonna somehow magically expect something to change because you don't have the balls to admit yourself you don't know what you're doing? It's fine. Nobody knows what they're doing. It's trading. But as the more that you just consistently push to the side that you don't know what you're doing, or that you do know what you're doing and you think you do, but you're not, and you keep losing, you're not gonna improve. You have to be in a submissive state. And whether you're religious or spiritual or not, I fully believe the idea of God through submission has to do with the same thing in relationship to trading. When you submit to God, when you submit to the universe, when you submit to life, you will arrive at whatever your destination is and what your goal and the plan that you have in your journey. When you try to butt heads with the world and continue to fight back instead of listening to what's being shown to you, you're gonna consistently hit a fucking wall. It's the same thing with trading. When you submit to the journey and submit to the process, every decision that you make is exactly what you need to then get to the next chapter, to then make another decision and then see if that either successes or it doesn't, or if you fail, then what do you learn? And then that's gonna improve you even more. It's like you have to understand that your journey is extremely unique and it's a blessing. Your journey is for you. It's for you, and it's exactly what should happen. So you have to shake out this mentality and shake out this vision in your head of what success looks like, because success for you should look like coming into a day, being extremely patient, only taking your setups, and even if you lose, you come out of the day with a smile on your face because you did exactly what you should be doing, and you will make money in the long term because you learn to program yourself to build satisfaction from building good habits instead of making money. And this is the next step of programming. You must program yourself to build satisfaction, not from making money, but from building good habits. Because the outcome is what we tie to what the success looks like. The outcome isn't the success. The work is what got that. That is what's important. It's like a business, a sales process, a funnel, whatever it is. It's the gears that are running the system that produces the results. It's the manufacturing of anything in life. It's not the fucking MacBook that you see that you bought from the Apple store. It's every single little piece that was put together to be able to make it a high quality technical advancement in society. It's the same thing with trading. Your process is what is actually going to make you money. And when you completely stop focusing on making money, and it's completely burned from your brain that it's even possible, you get it out of your mind that's even possible, you learn to become so disconnected. It's like, stop caring. Because you will make more money when you treat the market like you don't care about it than you will just sitting on the charts all day. So I ask of you, stop focusing on making money, submit to the process. Every time that you have a loss, don't sit there and wallow, sit there and say, what could I have done better? I made this mistake for a reason. I made this mistake because the market is now showing me exactly what's holding me back from success. I made this mistake, I came into the market, I had a bias, I played against it, and I took too many contracts. Okay, that's my problem right there that's holding me back from success. I know it. You don't need to ask me what your problem is. You know it. You just don't want to admit it. And that even more is holding you back from success because you haven't killed your ego enough to say, hey, yeah, I made a mistake and this is how I'm going to fix it. You know what the mistake is. You just need somebody else to tell it for you. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're a lot more fucking capable and powerful than you think you are. You just lost on a day. You could tell me exactly why you lost most of the time. The problem is you don't think that you're progressing, or you don't think that you are putting in the work or improving if there's not money on the other side of it. You think that losing money means you're doing something wrong and making money means you're doing something right. It's not true. You have to understand and reprogram yourself to build satisfaction from building good habits. And that means if you have a green day and you came into the market, you saw a trade that was not your strategy, was not your edge, and you took it anyway, and you made money, that is you having the self-respect for yourself to, at the end of the day, look at yourself and say, it's not my money. It was a bad trade, even if I made money, because money doesn't matter. We know that the habits are in place that is actually making us money. So why do we care about the outcome if the process isn't in place? It's luck. And you have to admit yourself it's luck. And you can't just push that to the side and say, oh, I made money, let's keep at it again, because you're gonna get fucked. So excuse my language, but I'm passionate about this. Hopefully you can see. You have to understand and reprogram yourself. Red does not mean you're doing something wrong. Green does not mean you're doing something right. Are you building good habits is what the real value is in your trading and that you will see a success. That's the first thing. So let's recoup. Let's recoup where we are so far right now. Number one, trading is a different type of work. You will be the most successful when you feel like you are doing the least amount of work because you are submitting. You are under submission and you are exchanging, striving for arriving. The less that you do, the more successful you will be. That is how the market works. That is it. Number two, view the market nothing more than lines on a screen. Stop over fantasizing, stop over sexualizing, stop caring about the idea of profitability. You're not cool, the market's not cool, it's lines on a chart and you are pressing a button based off data. That's all it is. Stop overvaluing what it is. Number three, everything that you do in your trading and every mistake that you make, every failure that's holding you back comes back to the idea that you are more focused on making money than the process. Money is an outcome. Stop focusing on making money, disconnect it from your head, paper trade, get away from the idea of what money is and build a system and build confidence with that system. Come into the market and focus on building good habits. That is it. Number four, that's the fourth one, building good habits. Your main approach and your main focus, if you can get anything out of this video, it is learn to be focused and build satisfaction from building good habits. When you come into the market, your only goal is to build good habits. You completely disconnect from passing an account, whatever it is, the future, whatever. You are in the moment, purely there, looking at a monitor, a screen with buttons and lines, and you press a button. That is it. There's no idea of money anywhere. There's no idea of money. You're pressing a button and you're looking at numbers on a screen and you apply risk and you apply your system and you're patient and you execute and you walk away. That is it. Nothing cool, nothing fancy. Stop overvaluing the idea of what trading is in your head, because what it is it causes all the negative emotion to come in and fuck you up. So hopefully you enjoyed this little video. Reprogramming yourself is extremely important because your idea of what trading is in your head will impact everything that you do. If it's some big crazy thing that's so far out of reach, it's gonna be so far out of reach. The idea of profitability in your head is so far out of reach, you're grasping for it. You're grasping for profitability because in your head, you are trading as the version of you who is trying to be profitable instead of the version of you who is profitable. Because you've set up this foundation in your head where trading and profitability is so far out of reach and so overvalued that you're constantly grabbing it instead of just being it. You have to submit. You have to submit to the process. You have to fail. You have to learn. You have to get on your ass a couple times, and you have to get back up a couple times. Because without that, you don't know and you don't learn and you don't become desensitized to it. I can tell you this all I want. You can listen to this all day, but unless you actually go through it, you probably won't make the change. It's like a kid, you know, don't touch the hot stove until the motherfucker touches the hot stove and learns it's hot. For the people who have been trading for a while now, and you're watching this video, there's probably not a single thing out of my mouth that you disagree with. Maybe there is. If there is, leave it in the comments. I'm curious. But this is the reality of what trading is, and this is the reality of what's holding you back that you can't see, because nobody else understands the level of, I think, awareness it takes to be able to become successful in trading. It's not just all strategy. It's not just all risk management. It's understanding yourself. This is a game of you versus you, nobody else. You have to have a deep self-understanding of your awareness, your perception, your reality, in the way that you view and operate in certain environments. And I ask of you, watch this video again. This time, get a notebook. Rewatch this video, get a piece of paper and a notebook, and write down notes, slam it on your monitor, and look at it every morning. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. If you made it this far in the video, comment the word rebirth. Rebirth. You're born again as a new trader, I guess. Comment the word rebirth so I can know if you made it this far. But hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.